Hey man, just giving you a quick call. I just wanted to let you know that you are so close, dude. You're so much closer than you think. A lot of these big goals that we've had and these big aspirations, they're right around the corner for you, dude. So you just cannot give up. So stoked for you to see this. P.S. We bought a Lambo. So keep going, bro. We'll talk soon. Peace.
Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Bryson. This is the Bryson Everyday Project podcast. This podcast is a little bit different than other ones out there. Here, I only focus on documentation. I don't focus on quality or being professional or being entertaining. If that sounds like something you're interested in, I'd love for you to stick around and give the show a listen. You can also follow me on Instagram at BRQUSE. Thank you so much. Here's the show. Yo, what's going on? Switching it up a little bit today. I'm not sitting at my desk. I just don't want to sit at my desk right now. Just kind of done with my desk for today. It's currently 9:09. It's December 17th, 2025. Why did I forget the year? And yeah, so today has been a very interesting one, to say the least. So I probably talked on the phone more today with family than I have in one day, more than I have maybe, I don't know, the last few years combined. It's probably an exaggeration, probably some shit I forgot about, but I talked to my grandma for 2 hours on the phone, talked to my dad for an hour and a half on the phone. I had some really frustrating issues this morning with other family members, and it was one hell of a time. But I'm not going to elaborate. There's nothing I would feel comfortable saying on here if I haven't talked to the people already. So anyway, it was just very frustrating, very emotionally draining. And as a result of that, I didn't work a ton. I did get a little bit done, and that was about an hour ago. I need to go upstairs and finish kind of what I was working on. I was kind of left off in the middle. But yeah, so shit, I could end the show there. I'm just drained, you know? And it kind of sucks because Lexi's not even here. I don't even have anybody to give a good squeeze, you know? I miss her very much. And I know she's listening, and I always think of other people thinking I'm saying things because I know she's listening, so maybe they think that I'm trying to be cute and whatever else, or maybe Lexi thinks that I'm only saying these things because I know that she knows that I know she's listening to the show, so that way it's even cuter. But I don't know, that's just literally what I think about always. It's like I'm playing chess against myself, and then I never do anything because I see the counter moves that could be played 5 moves ahead of time, but nothing is ever played because I don't even make the first move, so it's just mental chess solo royale against myself always. I've actually noticed that I do that quite a lot. I'll just analyze the fuck out of something and play out what I can see in my head to be every possible option, and I see that there's no success, so I'm like, oh, okay, well, we're not going to take that route, but it's the only route to take, so I don't take anything. So I don't know. But anyway, yeah, there's some cool things that I'm currently working on that I will share, I don't know, in a week or so. And it's only because it's a little bit of a surprise. So it's pretty cool. I'm excited to share that. It's nothing that you're thinking, but yeah. So made another post on social media. Just posted screenshots of the app, what it does a little bit, and just seeing if I can get more people wanting to test the app. So I had a few more people reach out, which is pretty cool. So I don't know what the head count would be. Maybe 10, maybe 20. I don't know. But it's cool. And I'm definitely going to be using the app, and I'm definitely going to be posting on social media about it almost obsessively because it's an app that I would want to use and to use to share my progress and what I'm achieving and things like that. It's cool to be able to, I guess, publicly share the hard things that I'm working on to, one, inspire others, but also it's a flex, I'm not gonna lie, it's a little dopamine hit for the ego. But also, you know, I really can say this with certainty. I just want other people to be better as well. And I think that this whole idea that I have, it's funny, it's ironic, but it's competitive self-development. So if I can see what Bob is doing, I can see how well he's adhering to his tasks, and I can see that I'm not adhering to mine, how the fuck am I going to let Bob be better than me? I'm not, so I'm going to stick to my shit, increase my completion rate, my success rate. I'm not going to rank up failures. I'm going to rank up successes. I'm going to get the next medal. I'm going to get to that rank before he does, and I'm going to beat his ass, you know? I mean, I don't know. I can see what he's working on. I can see he's working on no caffeine, and I can see he's working on no snoozing. Well, I've already mastered that shit, so I'm going to work on the working out. It looks like he doesn't even have working out on his tasks. Is he even, you know, all this stuff. So I can see many problems with this in the future. I just have to tackle them and handle them appropriately, I guess. But we'll figure that out when we get there. But anyway, so yeah, just kind of cleaning things up, making sure things calculate correctly, making sure everything works the way it should. I talked about it yesterday, but it's cool because when I'm seeing how the app calculates things and counts things now, and how it does things now, and I know it's wrong, it is actually pretty fun to go through and try to figure out how it's getting the numbers that it is. And so it's almost like I have to make a couple hypothesises. Hypothesi? Is that the plural? Sure it is. But it's fun to make a hypothesis about why the fuck I think something is not working. So for example, it said, I have counters on here that show how many tasks you have completed and failed for the week, the month, and the quarter on the main home dashboard. It also says the same thing for followers and the people that you're following. So you can see the averages for all your followers and then see the averages for all the people that you're following. So pretty cool. So if you're following Andy Frisella and Jocko and David Goggins, you can see that their average percentage would probably be 100%. So you can kind of see the standard of the people that you're following. And then for the people who follow you, I think the idea is that you want to make sure that your numbers, I mean, you always want to make sure your numbers are 100%, but you can see the standard that you're holding yourself to relative to the people who are following you. Now, the idea is if you're following somebody, there's some kind of, I don't know what the word would be. I don't want to say respect, but there's some sort of interest in what the other people are doing. And knowing that you have, 100 people that are following you, there's 100 people that are looking at what you're doing and seeing your percentage and seeing your scores. So you better get your shit done, And of course, this you could just lie. That defeats the whole purpose of the program, and you're doing yourself a massive disservice. I mean, I would encourage you to not pay for the app if you're going to lie and cheat, because it's fucking stupid. But anyway, so I saw that. So I guess for context, I've just been testing stuff out. I only have tasks created in November and December. So as far as quarters go, that's Q4, because it's the last 3 months of the year. So it'd be impossible for anything to be outside of that, or any tasks to be outside of the quarter. But there are a few tasks in November that are not in December, which means that the current month and the current quarter should be different. So I looked at the current week, the current month, and the current quarter counts, and I saw that they said, I think it was 22 or something like that. And I thought, okay, well, let's just make sure. So I went through and I counted all the failures for the month, and I think it was 28 or something. Oh, you know what? It was 28. And I thought, well, how the fuck is it getting 22? And so what I did was I looked at all the tasks, and this is for the week. This is not for whatever the number was, whatever I'm about to say. It was for the week, not the month, whatever. And I went through and I thought, well, how the fuck is it getting this number? So I went through, looked at all the failures, and I just looked and I counted them all. I got the higher number. And so I thought, well, what if I subtract all the Sundays? If I subtract all those, will I get the correct number? So I went through, counted how many tasks I had that had a failure on Sunday, minus that from the total, and that's the number that I got, which is the correct number. And I thought, oh shit. So I bet you it's just calculating based on Monday being the first day of the week, not Sunday. And fast forward a little bit, sure as shit, that was exactly what the problem was. And I wouldn't have been able to tell AI that, or even fix the problem, if I didn't know that was the problem to begin with. Because I could have said, hey, the numbers for the week are not displaying correctly. It should count all my failures for the entire week, and maybe that's my prompt. But it's a valid prompt, but it still would count my week as Monday to Sunday because I didn't specify. So all that to say, it's pretty exciting to find these little bugs. They're not even bugs, just errors. It's exciting to go through and find these errors and, I guess, diagnose the problems to then fix it, because then from that point on, I know for a fact that whatever numbers is pumping out from that point forward are accurate and they're correct. And that provides a lot of confidence, and I just feel great about the entire app from that point forward, for the entire feature in the app from that point forward, because I know that it's correct. I found out why it was wrong. I figured out how it was wrong and corrected it to, I guess, how it's correct now. So it's very, very exciting to be able to figure that out. And then there's other things where it's just, I have no idea. It's just not working. I couldn't tell you why, not a clue. So I just keep running prompts at it, and hopefully it works. And, obviously this is the first version, beta testing, whatever. Obviously it's going to be kind of choppy, and things are going to be slower, and things are going to make sense. Things aren't going to load. Things aren't going to work the right way. People are going to get locked out. People are going to have some issues. Things aren't going to calculate the right way. People are going to lose stats, whatever. But with time, we'll definitely figure it out and we'll get it polished off. It's just version 1. Of course there's going to be issues, So anyway, that's kind of what's going on. I actually got my Spotify Wrapped for creators. I finally got it today, and I went to log in and it said I couldn't access it because it doesn't recognize me as the owner, which is so funny because it did last year, so what changed, But apparently I just didn't have my podcast linked to my Spotify, and now it is, so I wonder what that does on the back end, but it's linked now. So I was able to see the stats of the show a little bit. It wasn't really stats, it was more like the Spotify specific things, which is pretty cool. So I got a couple, I don't even know if they call them awards, but how the fuck would I have gotten an award? There's plenty of other podcasts that are doing way better than mine. How would I get an award? So I was in the top 10 of 39 people, which is pretty cool. I don't even know 39 people that I would talk to share my show, so that's cool. I was in the top 23, I think, or 26 for, what did I just say? I was in the top 5 for 23 or 26 people, and I was the top show for 13 people, I think. Matter of fact, I have it on my phone. Do I have it on my phone? Let's see. Where is it? I sent it to Lexi, so let me just go to the things I sent. Okay, so I was the top 10 show for 39 people. I was the top 5 show for 26 people, and I was the top #1 listened to show for 15 people. That's pretty damn cool. So to those 15 people who you didn't listen to any other show more than mine, that's crazy. I don't know who you guys are, but I think I could name maybe 4 or 5 people, but the other 10, I don't know. So that's fucking sick. So thank you so much. And this is just Spotify. This is not talking about any other platform, which is very cool. And then, matter of fact, let me just read the stats. I've got them here. Some of the cool stuff I have. So let's see. Hold on, let me pull them up. So the awards that I got. So a 2025, it says a 2025 most shared show. So you received more shares than 83% of other shows. That's pretty cool. I didn't know people were sharing the show. A 2025 rising star. This year, your show's growth outpaced 80% of other shows. I don't understand how that's the case because I don't think the show grew at all. It's fine though. And then a 2025 marathon show. Fans listen to you for longer than 91% of other shows. That's pretty cool. It makes me wonder what these stats would be if I only uploaded one. Sorry, I just stopped recording because I accidentally started recording a voice memo to Lexi because the photos that I was just reading off of are in that conversation. Because I swiped down on the screen, it thinks my ear is over the phone, so therefore it starts recording a voice memo, or voice message to send. Fucking annoying, it happens all the time, but anyway. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool to know that my show is doing well, but the goal has never been growth. I mean, my intro for the show was, at one point, was the show doesn't focus on quality, just focuses on getting a quick message out and documentation. That's it. I mean, I'm sitting here walking around my kitchen, holding my phone in my hand, using the voice memos app to record my 790th show on the 790th day in a row of not missing a day. I mean, that 2 years into recording podcasts, and here I am. I don't have a $500 mic. I'm walking around my kitchen. There's a lot of reverb in here. I don't give a fuck. It's not important to me. I just want to record some stuff, get it out there, and document the journey. So I don't know. I love the idea of having a real professional show where I go on there and I talk about real stuff and share my thoughts about real shit in the world. And I don't know. We'll get there. I think I just have different priorities and different values right now, and I almost feel like an imposter with certain things. So it's kind of where the blade comes into play. It's something that I really want to live by and push myself to do, and really set the example for friends, family, followers, strangers to live that lifestyle. But I'm currently not living it myself. It sounds silly to say that I'm waiting for an app to finish developing before I can start living my correct life. But I really am just focusing all my energy and effort on building this thing, because not only is this something that can provide income for me and my future family, but it's definitely something that could help people change their lives for good. And it's also a way to challenge each other and to do things with friends and family. And you won't have to always do something with them physically in the real world. You can challenge each other to no caffeine for a week, or go do a full blade session or a full blade cycle where you commit to 10 tasks for that entire time frame. And if one of you fails, then you both fail and you both got to restart to day one. And it's a team effort, So before you go to bed, you're going to be able to see how many tasks your buddy has completed, and you're going to be able to send them a notification. And obviously, if they're your buddy, you're probably going to want to call them or something. But you'll be able to see in real time what they've completed and what they haven't completed. You're going to get notifications when they do complete stuff. You're going to be able to see how much progress they made on certain tasks. Maybe it requires more than one thing. Maybe you got to pick up 20 pieces of trash, and they would click it off maybe 12 times. So you can see they still have 8 more. But it's 10 o'clock at night. What the fuck are you doing? So you tap the notification bell. It sends them a notification that says, hey, you got to go pick up 8 pieces of trash. It's just a way to hold each other accountable, And this is all for the team mode. There's a whole solo mode where you just do it yourself. It's kind of like 75 hard. You just do it. It's based on an honor system. You complete it, you do it, and you move on to the next day. If you don't, then it's going to know that. It's going to detect that you missed it in the system. It's going to say, hey, did you fuck up, or did you just forget to check off the box? And then you have 2 chances to revive yourself if you forgot to check off the box. So this has nothing to do with actually failing the task. If you fail, you fail. But if you did the task, but you forgot to check it off, you have 2 chances to go back and fix it. And I believe this to be something that should be considered. I hate the idea that if you do something for 1,000 days in a row, or 999 days in a row, but you miss the 1,000th day in a row, that you lose all your progress. But I think the architecture of that whole concept is that, yeah, you can do something for 1,000 days in a row, something crazy or grand or very difficult, but you can't do the smallest, simplest, easiest task of just clicking a little check mark on your phone 1,000 days in a row. I used to hear people say, how are you going to do the big things right if you can't even do the small things? And my argument was, well, the small things are insignificant. Why the fuck do you need to worry about the small little things? If you can do the big things well, then you can do the small things well. But if the big things are more important, why would you focus all your effort and energy on the small things? If the big things yield a bigger return, that's my argument. I think it's a valid argument, but it's part of the app. Just click it off. Also, it's just a way to get people to open the app more and make sure that they're seeing their tasks more and what they need to do, engaging with the community maybe, or accepting challenges or challenging other people. That's the whole idea. This whole idea of the app. And yeah, it's based on the honor system. So I don't know how this is going to work long term. I don't know how we're going to make this happen. But we will make it happen. And yeah. So anyway, I love this stuff. I'm excited to get it out there. I'm going to finish, like I said, I've been saying this for the last week, but all I have to do is just finish tying the loose ends. And I'm actually doing that pretty quickly, I would say, making a lot of progress. Today was kind of shitty. Didn't make a lot of progress, but I made some, so that's good. Better than nothing. And real quick before I forget, I have no idea why 786 and 787 are not on Spotify. I have no idea. I haven't uploaded 788 or 789 yet, or whichever ones. And then this is 790, I believe. So I haven't uploaded any of those. And I don't know. It's really frustrating when there's an issue, and I have no idea what the reason for the issue is. It's one thing that if I have an idea and I can kind of look into it, but I just have no idea. Not a clue. No idea what could possibly be going wrong here. So whatever. But I'll figure it out. I was actually, with today being kind of shitty, I kind of felt a little overwhelmed with all the stuff that I have to do, that just the small things that they just add up. I'm not going to get into all the details, but there's just a big old laundry list of things that I need to get done. And it's kind of just stacked up on each other, with Christmas shopping, or with certain chores, or with certain things I need to do with the app, or with certain things I got to do for Mina or for Trey, or even, getting, I don't know, actually I almost ruined the surprise there. So there's just a lot of stuff, and it was just kind of stressing me out a little bit. So I wrote down a list, and goddamn, it's a big list. So I'll just start working on that, get that taken care of, and then move on to the next one, get it done, move on to the next. So I was itching my nose, but with my hand that's holding the phone. And now I'm going to go water my tree. So anyway, guys, that's all for today. That's all I want to talk about. These shows will be uploaded. It's just, I don't know, I'll upload them when I can. I can right now, but I really, it's 9:30. I'm definitely going to go to bed on time today, which is unbelievable. So that's it. That's all I have today. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for the love and support for the last 2 years, but especially the last year. I guess we are growing the show, which is, I don't understand how we get 10 listens an episode, which I'm not complaining, but how the fuck am I outpacing anybody with 10 listens an episode? The fuck you mean? It's interesting. Anyway, yeah, if you're listening and this is, I don't know, right now it's December 17th, 2025, but if you're listening and it's 2026 or 25 or 27 or 2030 or whatever, and the world hasn't gone to shit yet, check out the Blade app. Just type in Blade in the App Store or the Google Play Store. Go check it out, download it, let me know what you think. If you are listening to this, when it comes out, it's probably not even on the store yet, so you're not going to see it. But anyway, that's it. Appreciate you guys. Peace.